But now let's carry on with the theme of men behaving badly towards women, but with a slightly different twist in the tale. And go to a current affair which recently brought us this important message on domestic violence.
Next, the police experiment that'll have you wondering what you would have done.
And then I come home and have to put up with you.
We were surprised that no one did call.
Late last year, the police conducted a so-called social experiment on the New South Wales Central Coast as part of a laudable campaign to tackle domestic violence.
7 p.m. at a home in Wyong on the New South Wales Central Coast, and the sounds of domestic violence ring out.
Why don't you do something useful for a change? I go for a walk. This is all on you. You started this. You did nothing except disrespect me.
It is a big issue for the Central Coast, which ranks second in New South Wales for domestic violence rates, and it supposedly revealed a shocking fact: that many Australians who witness a domestic violence incident do not call the police.
They're not real, but the reaction, or lack thereof, is. Did anyone knock on the door or call police when the noises were being played at that house?
No one called the police.
And police were adamant that neighbours and passers-by could have picked up the phone.
It was a time of evening where we would expect people to be home, generally speaking, and in the park across the road and maybe walking up and down the street.
I work all week and then I come home and have to put up with you.
Yeah, we were surprised in some ways to find that no one did call.
And ACA rounded off its report with criticism from a fellow resident.
Are you disappointed to hear that other people in the community just ignored it?
Yes, I mean, they shouldn't. You know, everyone should be responsible and look out for other women.
All in all, the public did not come out looking good. But the programme left out some crucial details that we can now reveal. First, the local council warned neighbours a few weeks before the experiment that police would be at the house that night and there would be disturbance. One neighbour told us,
"We received a letter stating that the police would be using the house on that night to film a domestic violence ad and that there would be yelling and noise coming from the house."
And the local council confirmed last week to Media Watch.
The immediate residents were advised in advance that there would be filming.
So it's hardly a surprise that people did not call the police if they'd been told it was a scripted drama. But secondly, and even more importantly, we're told the police had a marked patrol car outside the house on the night. And as our neighbour asked,
"Why would we call police if we heard anything when police were clearly already there?"
it is a good point. And he added,
As someone who has actually called police in the past when a violent situation had been occurring, I find the imputation that I would not do everything in my power to stop any violent situation, domestic or otherwise, and alert appropriate authorities completely offensive, and the record needs to be corrected.
So what do the police have to say about this? A spokesperson told Media Watch that only 3 neighbours were warned about the experiment and that
There were potential opportunities for community members that were nearby or not informed of the situation to be in a position to report.
But another neighbour who watched the filming from outside the house told us that bystanders would not have intervened because
everyone knew what was going on. Around 14 film crew were standing outside the house. There were cameras there and there was one police car with 2 police officers.
As far as social experiments go, it was hardly scientific. So why did Nine gloss over this major problem? The network did not give us an answer, but a spokesperson told us,
"We make no apology for highlighting the point of this important experiment, the need for neighbours and friends and all the community to remain vigilant and be prepared to take action to help those suffering domestic abuse."
Well, yes, it is vital the community report domestic violence, and we're not trying to undermine an important campaign. But ACA and the police lashed the neighbours for turning a deaf ear when, as you can see, it was not quite that simple. You can read Nine's full statement on our website.